Hello, 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 guys. Welcome to this live broadcast. I am 𝗙𝗢𝗘-𝗢𝗏. So glad you're joining me. Hey, when come on, say hello. Ask any questions that you might have today. I want to talk about injury prevention. I want to talk about working around your injuries now that you're a little bit older. A lot of questions about that, especially when you watch my videos and you see the certain exercises that I'm doing. I want to talk more about that. So I want to talk about injury prevention and working around your injuries. The goal would be, despite your limitations, your injuries, that you can still overload the muscle enough to build muscle. But I'll tell you, if that's not the case, then you want about being functional, especially as you get older. Functional exercise to maybe not build muscle, but to live a long, healthy, again, functional life. All right. So I want to talk about that. Again, when you come on, say hello. Tell me where you're watching me from. Let me know if you're watching me from Facebook or on YouTube. Are you guys following my workouts? The minute-long workouts give you a couple of reps of each exercise. You see how I break down the exercise. Any questions on that? Let me know. Anything you've observed? Hello, Bruce. Bruce from Kansasville, Maryland. Great to have you here, Bruce. Hey, Bruce, how long have you been following me over on YouTube? I see that with my podcast being posted over there. I'm getting a lot of new subscribers. Have you been on my YouTube channel for a while? Let me know. And also, if you have any questions, let me know what those are. I'd love to answer your questions in this time we have together. So I want to talk about, again, injury prevention, and I want to talk about working around your injuries, right? Hey, as we get older, and some of us are luckier than others that we, for about a year. Okay, awesome, Bruce. So, so there's two things that we got to think of in this mentality. Maybe you've been working out for 20 years. Right, you're used to training heavier in the gym. You're no stranger to the gym, and now you have all these limitations. Right, can't do bent over rows, or you can't do a bench press, and I totally get it. I know you want to build muscle like you used to. I know you want to lift heavy like you used to. But if you can't do that, you can't do that. I don't know if anybody can. You tell them what your injury is and just say, hey, unless they have some experience and they throw something out to you, a suggestion, they can't feel your injury, right? So they can't tell you should do this instead, unless, maybe they have that experience or just give you some suggestions. But even in that case, hello, George. How you doing, George? George over on YouTube. Even in that case, they can't feel it. You're going to have to proceed with caution. You're going to have to take anybody's suggestions on which exercises to do, how heavy you should train, what rep range, all that. You're going to have to proceed with caution and at your own risk. All right, because nobody can feel that for you. From Scranton, Pennsylvania, the home of Dunder Mifflin. Right. Hello, Patrick. Patrick, how are you recovering? So you said I read your post over on Facebook that was it your shoulder didn't have, or your knee, I think, not sure, shoulder or knee, and you didn't get surgery, but they're working on it, right? But that's what happens to a lot of us at this age, right? To build muscle, which we primarily want to do, somehow, some way, you got to overload the muscle. You got to tax it more than it's done before, and certainly in recent times, if you're going to build or at least maintain what you have, there's just no way. There's no way around that. There's no way around. There's nothing that I could tell you differently. But if you heard my message, I'm talking about we got to think more than building muscle, and as our primary objective when we're in the gym, especially if we have these injuries, right? So you can use lighter weight, and just bend over right? Lighter weight and do the exercise. You want to be able to bend over and not avoid certain movements, right? You can't lift the weight that you did before, but again, to be functional as we're older. So Bruce says, I've had 7 hip operations on my right hip. It's now replaced, had 1 operation on my left. It is replaced to build my hips back. What exercises should I do? So, that's kind of what I'm talking about here, Bruce. I'm curious. Was that just genetic? Was it an occupation? What happened with your hips? I'm always curious. What gets you in that position? Shoulder and a knee. So I guess I was right. All of the above, Patrick. Okay. I'll tell you, if I had hip issues, I would train more athletic rather than overload. All right. I would, stretch the surrounding muscles, build up, certainly maintain. And my workout would be, how old are you, Bruce? But I would want to be as mobile as possible, 10 years from now. That would be my goal rather than overload. The reason why I'm even talking about this is that, I've been fortunate to not have any injuries, right? Um, my job is to attract attention on the internet, right? And I am strong, and you see the weights that I lift, right? And it's, if you're going to listen to what I have to say, there's got to be something that sticks out on the internet, right? So strong from age or whatever it is, right? And then you come to me and I give you the inspiration, the instruction on working out, eating. But like if I'm doing exercise and you see me handling the weight, right? I'm not suggesting that you do that same exercise. Certainly don't use the same weight as me, especially if you're really, you're 62. Okay. So we're about the same age. 40 years of climbing trees. Oh, for a living. Okay. I do remember that. Right. Yeah. Yeah. So I don't expect you to, if you can't do the same exercise, you're a little fearful of doing that. Certainly the weight that I lift, I don't expect that. I'm not posting a routine and saying every older man should do this, right? Doesn't matter what exercise I post, doesn't matter how much weight I lift, right? I've got somebody saying that particular exercise is not what older men should do. And there's, an older guy can be 50 years old and an older guy can be 70. And I know what's most important if you're 70 years old, right? What's most important is how this affects you. But you got to remember too, I'm talking to, guys 20 years younger who are 50-year-old. I would say, my clientele, men, they're 55 or so is probably that age. So I know things are different when they're 70. So I do know that. So take my workouts. If you need to lighten them up or you can't do them, I certainly understand it. I'm not pushing you that this is the way to train. At the same time, I don't want to limit, all the men who are healthy and can do the weight without limitation. So that's where I'm coming from. I guess I should make that very clear to you. All right. That's where I'm coming from, and not you should do this workout just like me and you should lift that heavy weight too. I'm in a fortunate position, and that probably what has you here. I always say that if I was lifting the same amount of weight as you, and you're great at what you've been doing for a living, right? And you say, well, why should I listen to this guy? I can lift just as much weight as him, right? So, but reach out to me. If you want to talk to me and break this down, I know, hoping that I show up and answer your specific question, or even when you post the comments, right? I want to give you a thorough answer. So click that link. I got many ways I can help you. I'll be more than happy to answer your questions. So so just reach out, and so that's going to do it for this Workouts for Older Men live. Let's take on the day with a sense of urgency. We have to when we're a little bit older. We've got more time behind us than we do in front of us. Have a great day, guys.